Hello, today I'm going to teach a group of pre-algebra students at a community college how to graph an algebra equation in two variables, x and y. We're going to assign the x value three different values, -1, 0, and 1, put those into the equation and solve for y to give us x, y coordinates that we can then put on the coordinate grid and draw a line to make a graph of the equation. Okay, I have given each of you this paper with the 4 graphs on it, and we are going to look at these 4 graphs today. The first one we're going to look at is y equals 2x. And I've already written on the board the formula, or the equation, y equals 2x. I have an input-output table set up here with the numbers -1, 0, and 1 for x. So we will plug those 3 numbers into the equation and solve for y. If x is -1, it goes here, y is -2. So here we have x is -1, y is -2. If x is 0, then y is going to be 0, because 2 times 0 is 0. So that point will be 0, 0. And when x is 1, y is going to be 2. So our 3 points that we're going to plot is -1, -2, 0, 0, 1, and 2. And I will do that on the larger graph here so that you can see it. So our first point is -1, -2. So we start at the origin, -1, -2. This is our first one. Our next one is 0, 0. That goes right through the origin. And our third point is over 1, up 2. And then we can draw a line. And on that line, we put arrows on both ends because this line goes on indefinitely. And that is the graph of this first equation. For our second graph, the one in the top right corner of your paper, erase that. We're going to do y equals x plus 1. So y equals, if x is -1 plus 1, y is going to be 0. Y equals x plus 1, y equals 0 plus 1, y is going to be 1. And y equals x plus 1, y equals 1 plus 1, y is 2. So for x is -1, y is 0. For x is 0, y is 1. And for x is 1, y is 2. So now we come to our plot, and I will put the larger back up again. And we will plot these points. -1, 0. So we go -1 and 0 means we're on here. 0 and 1 is here. And 1 and 2 is there. And there is our line. That is the graph of the equation y equals x. Now let's change our equation to the third one, which is y equals -x plus 3. Y equals -x plus 3. And this one's going to be a little bit more complicated because we have a -x in there that we have to deal with a positive negative number. Okay, when we're graphing y equals -x plus 3, we need to replace the -x with the -1, the 0, and the 1, and work those out. So take a minute, the 4 of you, and work through x is -1, x is 0, and x is 1, and then we'll see if we come up with the same y values. So solve the equation 3 times for -1, 0, and 1. And then draw your XY chart like we have on the board, the little rectangular chart, so we'll have the X and Y's beside each other when we graph them. Okay, does anybody have the first one? When X is -1, what is Y?
It's 4.
4. So -1, 4. Okay, when X is 0, what do we have?
Y equals 3.
3. Good job. And when X is 1,
Y is 2.
Y is 2. So what are our 3 plots? Amber, what are our first 2 X and Y's that we're going to plot?
-1 and 4.
-1 and 4. And Joe, what's the next one?
0 and 3.
0 and 3. And Bethany?
It's 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Okay, and Bridgetta, if I chose other X values, would they all fall on this line?
Yes.
Okay. X -1, over to the left 1 and up 4. X is 0, and Y is 3. X is 1, and Y is 2. And graph this time goes down with what we call a negative slope, and we'll learn more about that later when we look at slopes and y-intercepts. This one starts high over here and goes down, so it's a negative slope. Okay, now I'm going to pass out the assessment. There are 3 parts to the assessment, and you can see what they are. I want to give you about 20 minutes, and when you're done with this, you can go home. If you'll look there on the front, you can see that I have the directions, and then the second page is an actual coordinate graph that I want you to graph these 3 points on. The first thing you're going to do is solve the equation y equals 5x plus 1. And I want you to replace x with -1, x with 0, and x with 1. And then draw, for the second thing, make an input-output table with x on the left and y on the right for each of those values. And then the third thing I want you to do is to plot those 3 points and draw a line to connect them. Okay, now I want you to show all your work, your equations, and the table on this front paper or on the back. And write legibly and neatly. So I'm going to grade you on 4 things. I'm going to grade you on solving the equation. I'm going to grade you on constructing the table. I'm going to grade you on plotting the points, and then I'm going to grade you on neatness. Okay, be sure you put your name and the date on the top, and then draw your graph on here, and I will leave you alone for a few minutes, and then I'll collect them, and then you can go home. Thanks.